Okay, so Tampa really is all in for 3 Stanley Cups in a row. Yes, the Tampa Bay Lightning have acquired Brandon Hagel from the Chicago Blackhawks along with a 2022 4th round pick and a 2024 4th round pick. And going back the other way to Chicago is a 2023 first, a 2024 first, Taylor Raddysh and Boris Katchouk. Now, a lot of people I saw freaking out that, oh, the Lightning paid too much here, and I do agree with that. I think, 2 first-round picks for Brandon Hagel is a little bit much. Now, mind you, Hagel is having a very good season, or I guess was for Chicago now that he's moving on to Tampa, with 21 goals. And not only is he going to play for Tampa this year, he's going to play for them more than likely for the next 2 years, because that's what he's got left on his contract after this season. I say more than likely because you never know what will happen with trades and stuff like that. But I'm looking at Tampa as a team that, they're probably going to offload a guy like Andre Palat. I believe he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season. Probably can't afford him. So you get a good, cheap option in Brandon Hagel for the next 2 seasons after this one. What a great move in that sense for Lightning GM Julien BriseBois. But that second first-round pick in 2024, I'm not too big on Julien BriseBois giving that up. I'm a little uncomfortable with it. I would have been okay if the deal was something like, a first in 2023, Boris Katchouk, Taylor Raddysh, yeah, sure. And maybe like a second or a third in 2024 or in 2022 even. Something like that. But I don't know. I mean, for Tampa, if they go and win the Stanley Cup this year, something tells me that Lightning fans are all of a sudden not going to really care about the fact that BriseBois gave up 2 first-round picks for Brandon Hagel. The magic of winning a Stanley Cup seems to, cover over anything that might seem like a bad trade. Let's just put it that way. Not that this is a bad trade for Tampa. Brandon Hagel is a very good player. He's a bit of a pest too, so he adds some sandpaper to the Lightning lineup. He's not a very big guy. I think he's like only 5'11", 170 or something like that. But he plays a lot bigger than his size. He's got good scoring ability too. As I mentioned earlier, 21 goals on the season. I also want to mention that he's only 23 years old, so this is a guy that's getting into the prime of his career. We'll see how he does for Tampa. Now, is he scoring at a higher pace than maybe people expected? Yeah, maybe. But I think with him being on a really skilled Lightning team, he's going to continue scoring at a good pace and at a very cheap price too, at only $1.5 million per year for the next 2 years. Tampa Bay just always seems to get it right. Yeah, not crazy about the 2 first-round picks, like I said. But they get a very serviceable player, again, at a very cheap price for the next 2 years. I can't stress that enough because a team like Tampa that's up against the cap, they need those cheap players that can produce above what their contract level would say they would produce at. And if you're Kyle Davidson in Chicago, I think you got to be pretty happy with what you've done for yourselves in this deal. 2 firsts for Brandon Hagel. Taylor Raddysh and Boris Katchouk will never be as good as Hagel, probably. I don't think they'll ever get to 20 goals in their career, have a 20-goal season. Raddysh, I don't know really what he's going to be. He was a second-round pick for Tampa in 2016. I think Katchouk, the same thing. Boris Katchouk is kind of like a power forward, except maybe not as much offense as you would like out of like a higher-tier power forward. But he is a good, serviceable player, kind of a pesky guy. You can get in on the forecheck, bang some bodies, stuff like that. Raddysh doesn't really use his size as much. He's a big guy too. Doesn't have a ton of scoring ability, but the jury's still kind of out on him. We'll have to see how those 2 players progress in Chicago. So those are my thoughts on this trade. Please let me know what you all think in the comments below, especially if you're a Lightning fan or a Blackhawks fan. Also, please like and subscribe and share this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.